What's up, Internet? This is the Too Long Didn't Read for my new book, Uncertainty: How the Latest Science and Technology Confirm the Bible is True. This story is called Where Moth and Rust Destroy. As we start to zoom back out from quantum mechanics, it's easy to see that the reality that you and I share is only a very small part of the universe. Dark matter could be the dark plumbing of how our universe works, but there's still a lot we can learn from the observable 5%. Within the baryonic universe, energy is governed by the laws of thermodynamics. Here's ChatGPT to explain. In short, the four laws are: temperature is a measurement of heat, energy cannot be created or destroyed, entropy naturally increases over time, and no heat means no entropy. So the most important lesson that we can learn from thermodynamics is that there are two opposing forces in the universe: entropy and life. Entropy slowly disorganizes the heat in the universe, while life slowly reorganizes it. Here's an explanation of entropy from Wikipedia. And here's a great explanation from Veritasium. It's appropriately titled, The Most Misunderstood Concept in Physics. Entropy is basically the process of heat spreading out. For example, whenever energy is transferred between objects in the observable universe, friction acts like a little heat tax to the equation. Entropy naturally increases over time, which means decay is fundamental to the information in our universe. Entropy is the reason our DNA gets corrupted and forms cancer. Entropy is the reason that mountains and beaches are eroding. Entropy is yet another reason that humanity could not have evolved over millions of years. Our genes are actually disintegrating, not integrating. At Christians, the original sin in the Garden of Eden was not trusting God, right? Well, a physicist's way to think about the phrase, the wages of sin is death, is the wages of doubt is entropy. Entropy and heat transfer are probably a lot more important than you realize. For example, when a hot pan is taken off a stove and placed onto a countertop, it immediately begins to cool, right? The heat from the pan gets transferred into the countertop and all the air around it. But getting all that unorganized heat from the air and the countertop organized again to go back into the pan, that's impossible. So entropy is what creates the irreversibility of time. So here's two quotes from Carlo Rovelli to explain how heat produces time. You can pause and read those. At music fans, if the universe is rendering an individual reality for each person, then time should be very, very difficult to synchronize, right? Nothing makes this more painfully obvious than music. The reason that bands have to be in the same room together for practice is because time is so difficult to synchronize that people have to synchronize in space first. Ever try to practice over Zoom? The reason live music is so mesmerizing is the synchronicity. The next time you're watching live music and the band is slaying your favorite song, notice how synchronized they are. Look at all the bodies moving together in the audience. Notice how synchronized they are with the beat of the drummer. Keeping time is so important in music because nothing synchronizes the matrix like music. I hope that trips you out at your next show. Heat in the universe is measured in calories. The calories in our food are actually kilocalories, so big C calories are actually 1,000 times more energy than the calories of the universe. So technically, when you drink a milkshake, those 800 calories are actually 800,000 calories of the universe. Hashtag still worth it. So while entropy is slowly dispersing the heat in our universe, life is slowly collecting it. So every living thing on Earth is at war for calories of heat. Now we use plants as an example. You can watch plants war against each other for energy. Plants not only fight each other, they fight back against insects and other animals. Let's use an animal as another example of a DNA algorithm that organizes the calories of the universe. A gazelle organizes the energy from the millions of grass blades it eats. Subsequently, the gazelle is now a walking gold mine of calories. So all those potential calories are why gazelles are constantly stalked by lions. The lions allow the gazelles to do all the busy work of eating fresh grass, and then they eat whichever gazelle is easiest to catch. The amount of calories required by apex predators to stay alive is astonishing, and that includes humans. Humans disintegrate from programmed cell death so rapidly that we need to replace all the atoms in our body every 7 years. So every body of everybody you know is only about 7 years old. The reason old people appear so old is because their DNA has been computing for decades, and the entropy of the universe is slowly destroying its informational integrity. So their hardware is only 7 years old, but their software is closer to 100. Aging is actually an informational disease that will probably be cured in my children's lifetime. We will discuss this process in detail in the story Micro Deaths Create Eternal Life. Now, if you think I'm being melodramatic about humans disintegrating without food, you're wrong. Just watch the television show alone. On the show, people are forced to live like cavemen in the remote wilderness with only 10 primitive items each. Watching this show is as close as it gets to an anthropologist going back in time. And week by week, every contestant on this show looks like they are evaporating. You can tap the photo below to watch Alone Season 7. It's absolutely fantastic. All of these men and women are courageous and inspiring. You will learn more about what it means to be human from this show than whatever else you are watching on TV. Watching Roland stab a muskox to death with only a 4-inch knife is about as caveman as it gets. To keep from wasting away, the average American consumes 964,000 calories every single year to maintain their temperature. We eat 220 pounds of dead animals, 146 pounds of milk, 40 pounds of oil and butter, 40 pounds of cheese, 90 pounds of fruit, and 170 pounds of vegetables. This is why there are more chickens on Earth than people right now. The DNA of the Cornish cross chicken is crushing it right now because people love fried chicken nuggets. Personally, the atoms in my body are at least 3% Chick-fil-A by molecular weight. I live in Austin, so I'm also about 20% queso and tacos. By the time I'm 60, though, I plan on being completely made out of salad. If you want to continue reading, we start a new chapter on neuroscience. In that chapter, we learn about the hardware of the mind and the ways it generates our first-person experience. In the first story, the quantum neural network, we look at a new theory of consciousness called orchestrated objective reduction, which basically says our brain cells have vacuum tubes inside them that are quantum computing with the vibes of the universe. You don't want to miss that one. At Christians, we really need your support. Fundamental Frequency is a 501c3 nonprofit ministry dedicated to spreading the good news of Jesus to academics, scholars, and scientists because of their tremendous influence on all our worldviews. Their opinions directly affect our children's education, the media, national policy, and budgets for future scientific research. So please consider investing some of your tithe this year into our mission of eradicating the false doctrine of Darwinian evolution. You can donate in just one click using this QR code, and all your gifts are tax deductible. You can also help us by sharing this story with your friends on TikTok, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, WeChat, Weibo, and Qzone. See you next time.